What is the first thing you would do if you were invisible? Well, in today's video, I'm going to try to answer that question and many more. This is going to be more of an AMA style video, and I'm making this a series on my channel. So basically, if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments down below. They don't have to be personally related to me at all. They could be very shallow questions like, what's my favorite movie? Or they could be incredibly deep questions like, what's the meaning of life? Basically, you guys could use me like Google. Anything you guys think about, put it in the comments down below, and I'll try to answer it as honestly as I possibly can. Now I know I'm only 17, I don't know much, but I have been a lot of cool places. I've traveled around the entire US multiple different times, and I feel like this could be a very good way for me to learn things as well as you guys to learn some things as well. So since this is the first video of this kind, I'm going to be answering questions from my friends and family because I don't have any questions from you guys. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so the first question, like I said, is what is the first thing that I would do if I was invisible? A lot of people would say very crazy answers, but I think for me, I probably wouldn't do anything crazy. I would probably just mess with people, make them think they're seeing ghosts, have a little bit of fun with it, and then after that, I would probably start panicking because I wouldn't know if I would ever be not invisible again. So probably have a little fun and then panic. And by the way, a lot of these questions are going to be personally directed at me because this is from my friends and family, people who know me. But in future videos, you guys don't have to ask questions about me or personally towards me. You could literally ask any question you could think of, and I'll try to answer it. Anyway, the second question is, what superpower would I have and why would I have it? And for me, I think a lot of people would say, you know, super strength, super speed, all these things. But for me, I would probably say mind reading. And think about this for a second. If you were able to read people's minds, you could basically rule the world. Think about it in the sense of a job interview. You would be able to read the interviewer's mind and know exactly what they wanted to hear. You could say everything that they expect you to say, and you would get the job every single time. You would know exactly what to say on dates, you would make every single friend in the entire world, and you would 100% be the most wealthy businessman of all time. Reading people's minds has a lot of power that I don't think a lot of people think about, so definitely mind reading. Next question, what is my best physical feature? For me, I would probably have to say my jawline, and I know that sounds super douchey, but the thing is that I used to be a fat kid. I used to be pretty fat, and all of my buddies would call me egghead because my head was so round. So having a nice sharp jawline, I mean, obviously it just looks good, but I kind of don't want to be known as the fat kid anymore, and so having my face be a lot more squared off rather than round kind of separates me from that fat kid persona that I had. So it sounds douchey, but you know, I just don't want to have a super round head and be known as egghead anymore. So if we're talking about muscles though, and I say muscles because I'm pretty avid in the gym, I think we have a question about that later, but for me, I would probably say my triceps. My triceps, every other muscle on me is tiny except for my triceps. I would say that I have relatively decent triceps. By the way, if you don't know, triceps are the muscles on the back of the arm there. For me, I think they're pretty decent. Everything else on me, like I said, is very small, but I think I have pretty decent triceps. So if we're talking just general physical features, I would say probably my jawline. And if we're talking muscles, I would say my triceps. All right, this next one is a rambler. What is my biggest pet peeve? So I have about 100,000 pet peeves, but I'll just read off a couple of them for you. When someone is walking slow in front of me, come on, bro, I got places to be, move out of the way. Someone not saying thank you when I hold the door for them. Come on, bro, simple manners, just say thanks. And parents, don't let your kids scream inside of restaurants or malls or public places. Do something about that. Also, if your kids are screaming and crying, don't just hand them an iPad and say that that's good. Nuh-uh, no thank you. Take care of your kids, please. Don't let them just scream in public. Thanks. So that's just a couple of the laundry list of pet peeves. I mean, I have an entire list here, but I'm not going to read them all off. Yeah, a lot of things make me upset. Can you please leave, man? Really, you gotta mow the lawn right now? Here we go. I said I was pretty avid in the gym. What or who got me into the gym? I would say definitely for sure my dad. My dad started going to the gym when I was just a wee little guy, so I would go with him and hang out in the little daycare section as a little kid, and occasionally I would just lift weights with him just for fun, you know, messing around. But eventually that translated me into growing up, so around like 14 I started actually going to the gym, and I've been in the gym now like seriously working out a little over 2 years. So I originally got into the gym because of my dad, and now I work out at the gym just because I love it. It's enjoyable. I think it's a good stress reliever. It's a good way to take care of your body, and I like looking good. Obviously, I don't want to be a fat kid anymore, so having a little bit of muscle is nice. So yeah, my dad basically introduced me to the gym, and it's sprouted into me just loving going, and so now I'll go for the rest of my life, I guarantee you that. Next question, speaking of who got me into fitness, what kind of music do you like to lift to in the gym? For me, right now, I'm sort of in, I listen to a lot of white girl music in the gym. And if you don't listen to white girl music in the gym, you are doing it wrong. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of Lady Gaga. Mainly, the thing is, I listen to music on repeat. I'll listen to one song just over and over and over and over and over again in the gym. And right now, that song is Just Dance by Lady Gaga, and sometimes Judas by Lady Gaga. Both of those songs, great songs that I like to listen to in the gym. And like I said, if you're not listening to white girl music, you're doing it wrong. On occasion, I will listen to some early 2000s stuff like Creed, Trapped, Saliva, stuff like that. All those early 2000s rock bands, I'll listen to some of those. And other newer songs that just kind of sound like that same style of music. For example, Youngest Daughter by Super Heaven, Basement by Covet, or Covet by Basement, I don't know which one it is, but yeah, stuff like that. And even more occasionally, I'll listen to some rap type stuff, Lil Tecca, Lil Baby, Drake, DaBaby, stuff like that. Next question, do I like traveling? I would say yes. Overall, I do like traveling. I've been around the United States numerous times, like I said, across the United States, road trips, stuff like that. For me, I like the destination more than I like the journey, which a lot of people say is like a wrong way of thinking about traveling, but sorry. For me, in cars and airplanes, I'm a little bit taller, I'm 6'2", so being able to fit into stuff, sitting in a car, sitting in an airplane for a long time definitely does get uncomfortable. Just being generally a little bit bigger and being inside of a small cramped space, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but it's not that bad. Next question is a little bit more personal. Have I ever had surgery? The answer is yes. I've only ever had one surgery in my entire life, and it was on my, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, the answer is yes, I have had a surgery. But it was okay. Okay, getting away from that one. Where would I live if I could live anywhere in the world? My answer is right here in the US of A, land of the free. Yes, sir. The thing is the US is already like the #1 country in the world, and we've only been around for like 300 years. So yeah, if I could live anywhere, definitely US of A, land of the free, hoorah. Ooh, next one is good. What is the best book I've ever read? I would say I have two. First one being How to Win Friends and Influence People. I don't remember exactly who wrote it, but it was some very wealthy businessman in like the 1900s. But the principles in this book are just incredible. He teaches you how to be a likable person, basically, how to talk to people, how to make friends, how to just be a generally agreeable person and not disagreeable. It's basically how to be a good person to talk to 101. It's very simple, very easy to understand, but just generally how to be nicer, how to talk to people, how to make friends, how to be an interesting person to talk to, and also just generally how to be a good person. So the second book kind of piggybacks off that same idea of how to talk to people, how to be friendlier, how to be a little bit more agreeable, but this is talking about specifically a girlfriend or a wife. And it's called In Search of a Helpmeet. In Search of a Helpmeet is basically how to win friends and influence people, but for a girlfriend. It teaches you how to deal with your own emotions and how to be a little bit more attractive mentally rather than attractive physically. And it's just generally how to be nicer to people and how to be more agreeable and more easy to hang out with, but specifically in the context of relationships with a girl. So if you're a young man like me, anyone below the age of 25, I would say read both these books. They will definitely change your life. And also if you just want to become generally a better person to hang around with, they're also really good options. So yeah, that one, very good question. Here's a little bit more simple one. Dead or alive concert. If I can go to any concert of any one person, dead or alive, it would 100% be Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, one of the greatest singers of all time, one of the greatest dancers of all time, one of the greatest performers of all time, one of the most famous people of all time. I wish I could have seen Michael Jackson live, but I was a little bit young, so whatever. All right, here's a little bit deeper one as well. Who are some people that I look up to? So of course, the main people that I look up to is my parents, my mom and my dad. They taught me how to be a human. They taught me how to dress myself, bathe myself, feed myself, basic human things, they taught me how to do it. And they're still teaching me. I'm 17, I still live at home, and I'm learning things every day from my parents. I got a dad to teach me how to be rough and tough, and I got a mom to teach me how to be a little bit more empathetic and caring. So of course, the main two people that I look up to are my mom and my dad, but there is another guy that I look up to quite a bit by the name of Cliff Nechtel. So Cliff runs the YouTube channel Ask Cliff or GiveMeAnAnswer.com, and I wish that I could speak to people as well as Cliff speaks to people. The way that he's able to take his thoughts and articulate them into words, no matter the personality or the attitude of someone that he's talking to, he's very, very able to perfectly convey his thoughts and teachings to other people. And I wish that I could do that. I'm working at it. That's kind of why I'm making these videos, because I like doing that kind of thing that he does. I just want to get better at it. Definitely the people that I look up to the most, my parents and Cliff Nechtel. I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name right. I'm sorry if I'm not, but yeah. Next question. How do I feel about turning 18 this year? I would say I'm very excited. Of course, every kid wants to be a grown-up. Same as me, you know, you turn 18, it's like, yeah, I'm an adult now. But there's also that realization of your clothes have always been washed for you, your food has been cooked for you, your house has been paid for, your phone bill has been paid for. And when you turn 18, or at least when you move out, all of that kind of goes away, and now you have to do it yourself. I would say I'm 70% excited and 30% nervous, but you know, it'll all work itself out. You live, you learn. That's how it works. Overall, I would say I'm excited. And finally, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I want you guys to answer this in the comments down below as well. Me, I see myself in 5 years making a good living wage off of YouTube and having a family of some sort. Maybe not kids, but definitely some sort of serious girlfriend or a wife or something like that. I don't know, in 5 years I'll be like, what, 23? So I think that's a little bit too early to have kids, but definitely I would say in 5 years I will be making a good enough living wage on YouTube to where I can support myself, and I'll be living the good life, hopefully, guys. But anyway, that's about it for me, guys. Again, I can't make these videos without you, so if you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. They don't have to be personal questions directed towards me. You could use me like Google. Anything you guys think about, put it in the comments, and I'll try to answer it as honestly as I possibly can. But with that, that's about it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.